I'm ecstatic about finding out this because I was kind of getting frustrated with this whole thing and just it's pretty bad. All right, so hold on, let me pull this back up. Cool. Not sure why this thing is current application, entire screen. Okay. It was stuck for a second there. So I figured that part out. Try. Cool. View channel. Hey, some of this stuff is really trial and error, so we're just taking our time and trying to figure it out. But I got it, and it has everything to do with center stage. So if you are, I did a video just recently on it. I don't know if you guys can see when I click up here. You should be able to see. I can hear myself too, so let me turn this down. Yeah, but you got to turn off the center stage, or else it will definitely not work properly. And I was bent on having my setup to be just right. So I got that done. That's half the battle, which tells me I don't need to necessarily go buy another camera because I was thinking that I was going to have to go buy a camera and I couldn't just use my phone. But I think for the top down views, this is going to be fine. I can use my phone now, save some money, right? And the goal is here to eventually do this. I'll show you. We're going to do some videos coming up soon where I'm just going to use the Arteria key step. And that way you can get this and get a feel for this and not just see the Osmos. Um, I almost was tempted to find a way to put a tray underneath so that I could have the Osmos on a separate. But the problem is I use them in conjunction with each other. And so I want to leave it the way it is so that I have access to both. And you can see I'm using this INIU 25,000 milliamp battery to power this. And even then, sometimes I have a little issue with Arteria doing what it's supposed to do. You guys should be able to hear me. If anybody in the chat doesn't hear me for any reason, let me know. But I think I have it set just right where you can hear me. I have the same settings from the last stream where I had it set. It didn't change. I double checked just to make sure. And it seems to be good. Oh, let me turn this thing on again. That was one of the issues I have. Sometimes I have to power it twice with this battery. I'm not sure if it's the battery or if it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's this machine, but I prefer to use the battery with it when I'm using it. Let's make sure we got some volume. Once this pops up, then we'll look and make sure we have some volume for you. So we're just waiting on it to load. Takes a second for it to load, but when you're running it on battery for some reason, I'll get moments where, can you guys hear the sound here? Yeah, so you hear my voice pretty good, and then you hear I'm gotta lean into the mic a little bit, and then you should hear I'm so used to having bigger keys. That's the only thing that's a downside is my hands on this little thing. If you look at my hand just sitting on this board, that's how tiny it is. Not that my hand's that tiny, but still, I'm not like that tall or that big. So, but it makes it look really tiny, and it is tiny. The goal will be, and we can't do it right now because I don't have the iPad in front of me. I'm using the iPad to do to watch the chat. I'll eventually move the chat to the computer when I'm going to use the iPad as a source so that I can get it in screen. The challenging thing is the iPad is pretty big compared to the space that you can see the camera can contain. So you see how much space I have. So what I'm hoping to do is take this right here and move it to the entire screen by doing, I think it's this. Now, does the entire screen fill up with this? Or do you see still only I'm waiting on I can hear both voice and sounds. Okay, cool. Good. Thank you, Observer. Appreciate you. So yeah, now I can see it too. So you can see the whole screen now. If I want to share something live, I'm going to do it this way. That way I can switch back and forth when I want to. And I'll try to get this mic to keep this mic out of the line so that you can see it. That's my goal. But I need to keep it as close as possible so I can talk without having to scream or yell or get extra loud for no reason. I don't know why I decided to empty a trash can while I was doing this, but let me do this. There's a chord mode on here, but I can't stand it, I'll be honest. It's pretty easy to turn it on and off though. Cool. I don't really like the chord mode on this one. It could be a lot better. The scale is like, I'm kind of overusing scale modes and chord modes. I just want to play it and learn it. That's part of the fun I feel like in making music is getting away from chord modes. I use them when I need something and I'm uninspired. And then I try to find a chord or something that maybe sounds good that gets me going. But I kind of want to get away from using them. I'm bored with that. Let's find a different pack here. So I'm going to go to my sound playlist. And these are Tom Wolf. We're going to go with going to another audio juke. You know what? Let's use a different one. Let's find one that I haven't used in a while. This one. So the first 10, I can use this button and just go to them really quick. So playlists, in my opinion, and I've said this before, if you do a 10, you always have the first 10 right here. It doesn't matter what these say. They could be something different. It's not necessarily a lead. Like this is just keys. But you could have 10 different ones right here or 10 things that you want to perform with. And then you can control and jump. It's kind of like when people have that OPXY or the OPZ and they have their 8 presets kind of on deck. You have 10 presets on deck. So I can jump to that one. Of course, I can edit and change the chorus or no chorus. This one's for a phaser. There's a master volume. If I hit shift and turn here, I can turn the master volume up to 12 dB. And then, I mean, not master, a volume for the preset. It's a preset volume, and then I can turn the master over here up to 3 dB. So anything louder than that, I would say you adjust from the mixer or wherever your source is. Disney. Eesh. Sequencers. If you don't want to do clicking all the time, you could just use this, but you still got to click in to the next preset. But think about it this way. If you go into the computer and you actually set this up with your playlist the way you like them, like here's my favorite 10 keys, here's my favorite 10 pads, here's my favorite 10, and you put all those presets in playlists, because you could have a bunch of playlists. And then that way, if you want to access your favorites of certain ones, you could just jump into those playlists and you just go to them as you want to. Or you can sit here and do like I unfortunately did, which was put everything in, because I wanted to put preset packs together. So that's why I did it like this. Oh my God, what is that? But what I'll be doing is I'll be recording from this device into the iPhone, which I can't show you now because it's actually the camera. But I'll be using the iPhone as the recording tool. I'll just put it somewhere over here, and then I can just play something and record into that. And then that'll be how using Koala, right? Or if you have like a looper pedal, you could set up a looper pedal. You could do whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. I've been really thinking about just putting like leads in a folder. See, I'm not going to use that. That's interesting. I probably wouldn't use a lot of these sequence, and I don't know, to be honest, how you turn the sequence off. So I would have to learn that or turn it off and save it as a preset. I guess that's the easier way to do it. I'm so used to having bigger keys, I have to get used to the little ones. But yeah. I have 9 more gigs on this thing that I can add in to sounds in here. So, and then, I mean, of course, there's always the probability if you don't like a certain pack, you can remove it if you didn't want it. You can't remove the main factory sounds. I think there's like 1,800 of those things, but you don't want to because there's a lot of good ones in there, like keys, like pianos. Because this is just this, right? So if I go back to the home, you don't want to take out your pianos. Oops, wrong one. Pianos. I can't play that. I can play that, but I can't play that because I don't want to get copyright strikes playing certain songs. That's why I don't play people's music typically. So this will be fun too with Loopy Pro. Anybody that knows about that, Loopy Pro works on the iPhone as well as the iPad. So if you just wanted to play some loops in, you can start building loops, creating the song in there, and then export the loops out and send them to Ableton or whatever DAW you're using to create. One of my favorite pianos in here is, well, there's two. It's called, I'm going to get there, Piano Forte Dark or Forte Dark. And it's just that, it's very warm sounding. There's a brightness knob here. You could brighten it if you wanted to, but why would you? Just leave it where it's at. All right. There's that one. And then I like Bill's Best Jazz. But anyway, so that one. And then Clock's Upright is like, I guess because of the Coldplay. I think that's where there's artist presets in here if you guys don't know that. So I'll show you some of the artist presets. So some of these people like the Beatles. We all know the Beatles. Boards of Tribute is Boards of Canada. Bruno Mars is in here. Chick Corea. Daft Punk. They call it Daft Tribute. David Bowie. Dire Straits. Duran. They're all tributes and they just have sounds from some of their stuff. But I don't really want that because that's like playing their stuff. Like Marvin Gaye, I mean, heard it through the grapevine. It's a good piano though. I mean, it's an EP electric piano you could use. So that's cool. It's like one preset. It's not nothing. But if you like the way it sounds, you could always use it in your stuff. So the guitar, the strings in here are pretty good too. We were in the strings. I don't know why I jumped. Types. We'll go strings. There is a nylon. It's okay. Sounds more like a harp to me, but okay. And let's see. Mellow strings. These are sample based, I think. Yeah. But anyway. So you can go through those pads, piano. These are the factory ones. So I like the pianos on here personally. They're really nice. All right. But then you go back to your own presets by playlist, that is. And then you can jump in and start using those. I wouldn't say buy this if you don't have the V collection. In my opinion, you would only want to get this as a performance tool and if you have the V collection. And when I say the V collection, I mean include pigments and etc., all the stuff that comes with it, because you want to use those sounds in here. That's kind of the purpose, in my opinion, to get this. Hold on one second. Is this mic not clear or is it my imagination? It's probably my imagination. That is not very clear to me. Let me check one thing just to see. Oh my God. Okay, am I? Let me see here. 5 standard. Yeah, it was kind of messed up there for a second. All right, you guys should be able to still hear me though. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, did you notice that? And I wanted to show you this since we're in here talking about this keyboard. When you're in a preset, so let's say I'm in this preset here, as long as I'm holding it down, I can click the next one. You see that, how fluid that is? So I'm in a preset. Let's say I'm in this one. As long as I'm holding something down, it's playing. Then I click the next one. When I let up, it's going to start playing. The next note I play is going to be in that new preset. So that's how it works. And you can do that with, like, let's say I'm in this pad. So it's kind of performance ready in its own way. And if you set it up where you have your 10 presets in there already ready to go, you could live perform with this by going to, so if this is your preset and this is your next one, you could just jump over. So you could have 10 variations of one preset if you wanted to, and each variation could be leading into the next part of the song. Just some thoughts that you can do. Ooh, Lord. But when you get to a preset, let's say you're playing this crazy one. So you don't want to have, like I have, where I have all these mixed in sounds. You want to make sure they're in order if you don't want that crazy stuff that I just did right there. But get them in order so when you're playing, you click the next one. It goes right to it. I'll go back later on and maybe adjust that where I put maybe some certain playlists that I actually use, the top 10 pianos or whatever. For now, I'm just going through presets that I want to try to find a sound I like, right? And it may only be one sound that I pull that inspires me. That's fine. I'm just... So that's kind of what the Arturia 37 does for you. I'm ecstatic about having this camera finally set up. I'll try to do some more videos now that I kind of got the mic and the camera going. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to do that for you. And there you have it. So thanks to everyone that's stopped in just to see what we're doing. And we'll see you guys on the next video. All right, I'm out.